Tesla stock is down almost 40% year to date, and the stock was down about 15% in the past 5 days alone. Today I've got Kelvin. Both of us are Tesla investors. In fact, right now, the majority of our holdings are Tesla. To talk about what all of this means, as well as get Kelvin's view on our Q3 delivery report, as well as any views on AI Day that just happened last week. Click subscribe to stay updated to more videos on Tesla. Kelvin, welcome back to the channel.
Yeah, nice to be back.
How are you feeling as a Tesla investor this week?
I mean, like my portfolio lost about $25,000, but I'm still fine. I'm still holding up well. Yeah, I think long term is the way to go, right? Not just this 1 week alone. Yeah, so I'm fine. I'm sure everyone will be super panicky now, but I think if you just look over the long term, Tesla growth is still very well intact. So I think nothing much to be worried about. Yeah.
Times like this are kind of like when before we were practicing, say for a concert, or you're practicing for a sport, and now you're actually in the field, it's actually happening. We always tell ourselves if we invest in a stock, we
Yes.
must be prepared if it goes down by 50%. Well, it's almost down by 50% now, it's down by 40% year to date. So we're pretty much close to what we tell ourselves we're supposed to be.
Right.
Anything surprised you about how you're feeling as a Tesla investor?
Well, generally, I don't look at my portfolio often, so I'm so when I see red days, right, I'm more concerned about like did this thing impact anything fundamental about Tesla, and not so much about my stock lah. Because if it doesn't impact Tesla on a fundamental level, then whatever happens is just temporary. So like for example, even if it miss delivery day, so what? Is it like obviously Tesla is still expanding, they're still making more cars than ever. So I feel that this, even though this crash is bad, it's not affecting Tesla in any way lah, as a company. Yeah.
The big message there is Calvin's looking at the fundamentals, the business fundamentals, not necessarily the stock price.
Yeah.
That's going to fluctuate way beyond our control. And really, in the next week, month, or year, we probably wouldn't know where it lands. So let's talk about fundamentals here.
Right.
Q3 deliveries. So here's where it's up for debate. Analysts say they expect a consensus of 360,000 deliveries. Tesla made 344,000 deliveries, but they said that they actually produced around 360,000 cars. It's just that a lot of the cars produced at the end of the quarter, they were mixing the deliveries, so some were still in shipment. All these cars are basically committed to customers, it's sold already. They're coming. It's just that Tesla didn't want to pay expedited delivery fee.
Right,
So it's
right,
kind of like
right.
instead of buying snail mail, you go for air mail, or you pay a lot more. So if you want to make more profits, some people argue, isn't that a better thing to do? There's no need to rush the quarter end deliveries.
Right.
On the other hand, other people like Gordon Johnson are saying demand is gone. Right? This is the first time that production's way ahead of deliveries. How do you feel about all of this?
I think Tesla in the short term might have some logistical issue. Right. So like obviously they are not going to pay extra. Then if demand is going to go up, how are they going to meet this kind of demand without missing like delivery numbers? So that's my first thing. Can they keep up with this demand thing? So it's a demand problem, not a that's demand. So it's more about how do they deliver these cars to them without paying too much, right? Then in terms of delivery numbers, I saw that the waiting time did fall, right? But I think this was actually self-inflicted because like Elon Musk actually like closed off some of the orders for some of the cars, right? So again, it's not about there's too much demand and Tesla still couldn't meet it as of now lah. Yeah, so again, I'm not too worried because there's nothing much change other than that logistical issue lor. Yeah, what do you think?
The demand reduction is mainly in China,
Right.
especially in the month of September. It's the last month of the quarter, so Tesla reduced the wait times from I think 4 to 8 weeks to 1 to 4 weeks.
Right.
So if you were in Shanghai or Shenzhen, you wanted to get a Model 3 or Model Y, you could get it within the month. I think Tesla's goal was to try to make deliveries happen within the month. And right now the wait time's actually gone back up in China. I think it's back to about 4 to 8 weeks again. So this usually happens in the last month of the quarter, as they try to make more shipments. Otherwise, the cars are in a boat, in a ship, going to Europe or the rest of Asia. I think for demand, one thing that we should factor in is that Tesla has increased the price almost 7 times in the past 2 years.
Yeah.
They have not yet formally reduced prices.
Mm.
That means that gives Tesla more opportunity to reduce prices still. If they need to meet demand, I believe they can. Just because of the pricing power. Again, their cars are a premium range. They're not selling low range, low margin cars where it's very hard to price down further without losing money. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, I think it makes sense lah. So everything is just fine tuning stuff lah. There's nothing bad happening at Tesla right now lah. Yeah, I'm not too worried. The lower it goes, the better for me actually.
Kelvin, you mentioned that while Tesla is a big part of your portfolio now, you are not buying more Tesla stock because again, you're seeking to just diversify your portfolio a little bit.
Diversify. So right, earlier this year, I realized that Tesla is a huge part of my portfolio. And so after talking to quite a few investors, not just Chicken Genius, not just Darren, who are big Tesla bulls, I realized the merit of diversifying. Like, if let's say this portfolio goes to zero, can I recover from this? I cannot. I can, but I will try my best not to let it go to zero, obviously. So my initial thought was that, okay, Tesla is a mix of multiple companies, right? Battery, energy, full driving, which is AI, then the cars, then the software, which has not come yet. So, but all of them are combined still under one big branch, which is Tesla. So if anything unexpected happens to Tesla, it can actually fail, right? As to what exactly is that, I don't really know. That's why it's called a black swan event. I want to prevent that as much as possible. That's why I'm trying to reduce the 80% Tesla holdings down to 50% and start diversifying into other tech companies for now which like Apple, Amazon, Google, Microsoft. Those kind of safer stuff So that's my plan as of now. As to how it goes later on, let's see how.
Some Tesla investors say it's okay if you buy Tesla, you already diversified. Tesla is like an ETF. They normally show this chart with all different lines of business and all the different industries that it's in.
Right. Yeah. So that's the thing I'm very confused about. At the same time, it makes sense that it's diversified, but at the same time it's not because it's still under one big holding, which is Tesla.
Yes.
So if let's say one risk if Tesla pisses off the US government or the China government, they can easily shut them down and they will easily lose a lot of their revenue, right? So even if it's diversified, a huge part of their revenue will be gone, then that's a big risk. Then probably other risks, I don't know, like maybe other car companies eventually catch up to Tesla, which is highly possible if people keep cop blocking Tesla. Like maybe like NIO, BYD. So if they catch up, then Tesla's technically their mode will be gone, right? So like I say for Tesla, I know that Elon Musk said that their production is their modes. But this production thing can technically be copied over because everyone knows how it works already. So if in China, people can just do some espionage, copy over, then their mode is probably gone. What do you think?
I think nothing is forever.
Yeah.
And an important part of the mode cannot just be the devices, the machines themselves. It's not just the machine that makes the machine, but it's the people that powers all of this.
Right.
The culture and also their pace of change. I think if Tesla just stays as it is and say, okay, close shop, we are good, then the competition will catch up.
Yeah.
But if Tesla says, yes, we acknowledge that the competition will get better, but we will get better faster.
Right.
I'm not sure if that is easy to copy. That culture of wanting to innovate faster. Because a lot of us, normally when you are a very good industry, we have complacency. You think all the big automotive companies today, like Toyota, Volkswagen, maybe in the past they were very hungry, very competitive.
Yeah.
And when you become a market leader, sometimes the culture changes. And one potential unique mode, if you call it for Tesla right now, is it's still a founder-led company.
Yeah.
And the founder-led company is very, very hard. You basically cannot emulate it unless you have a new founder-led company.
Okay.
So like XPeng, NIO, if they are founder-led, then yes. Or BYD, for instance.
Yeah. So that's one of the modes, the other mode, which is full self-driving, which till now I'm still not really convinced yet. Okay, full self-driving can make driving safer,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it feels like this is a premium thing that people pays for. Okay, like for example, if I'm a poor guy, I can't even afford to eat Cai Fan. So I'm obviously not going to buy full self-driving. I'm not going to buy an Apple Watch. I will just buy a cheap Nokia phone or whatever and just do my own manual driving, right? And just pray that I won't get in an accident. So this full self-driving feels like a very premium thing that rich people can only afford to buy. So this mode, it feels like, I don't know, maybe it's a real mode, but I can't really see that yet.
That's fair. The promise of full self-driving is powerful, but then most of it is from FSD beta and it's mostly realized in North America. So US and Canada for now, before they roll out to more countries. The FSD take rate in APAC, Asia Pacific, I think is less than 5%.
Yeah.
So it's very low right now. Some bulls see that as a huge opportunity.
Maybe?
Others, they say that it's clearly not worth it. Otherwise, many Tesla fans would already be buying it. I think that will come. It's a work in progress.
Maybe one use case of it is being a robo-taxi. Maybe not for the normal consumers if they can't afford it, but maybe for robo-taxis, then it would make sense as a huge income generator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even then, it could be phase by phase. Maybe it starts with the truck business first. Because for fleet, it's a lot easier for it to just follow a fixed route versus consumer cars, where there's so many more variables, there's children in the car as well. While this comes, the promise to lead all of this there, whether it's full self-driving or the robots, is through Tesla's work on AI. So they recently had AI Day 2022, the second one. They say they want to have an AI Day every year. That's how serious they take it.
Okay.
Today, we know that Tesla is a good car company. So it's doing very well as a car company.
Yeah.
How quickly do you see it becoming an AI company? Is there a chance?
So, I didn't really follow, but Elon said that, was it released within 3 to 5 years? Okay, so for mass production to normal consumers like you and I don't think it will be that fast, at least within the next 10 years. Elon Musk said that, how fast? 5 years?
So for the robot, yeah, for the Tesla bot, within 2 years into Tesla and SpaceX factories.
Right, I think that's highly possible.
Then 3 to 5 years, commercial use, so probably B2B factories,
Right.
warehouses, maybe data centers. And when coming to actual consumers' homes, like Kelvin and my home, I think there'll probably be a 8 to 10 year range.
I feel it would be more than that because there's too many random scenarios. But for factories, it's very fixed, right? And we have seen robots being used already at factories. So I don't think it is that way off lah. But I'll be excited to see when it happens, if it happens.
You think about it, there are not many other car companies that have robot ambitions. I know some Chinese car companies are trying to do that to become tech companies rather than just car companies. And there's a lot of excitement from talent who wants to join Tesla. They say Tesla AI Day is more of a recruitment event.
It feels like so. Yeah. So like, if you just see the top graduate where they want to work to, it's usually Tesla, right now.
SpaceX and Tesla, top two for engineers.
So I think Tesla has that mode where they get all the top talents, or the rest just get the remaining stuff. Yeah.
So it sounds like, again, for you, the time horizon is pretty long. How much does Tesla as an AI company factor into your decision to hold the stock?
Actually, not yet. Right now, to me, it's just a car company. And until they can deliver that, I won't add on for now. Yeah.
So there you go. That's Kelvin's view on what's happening in Tesla this week. It's been a turbulent time for many of us. As Kelvin shared, focus on the fundamentals. Are they selling more cars? Are they still a top employer? Do they have a good pipeline of new products and services? Well-being is very important. Is there anything that you do outside of investing just to take your mind off investing?
I mean, just play games, spend time with your family, stop looking at your stock portfolio, which makes you sad, right? Why are you doing that to yourself? The only time I look at my stock portfolio is when I want to buy more of the stuff, not when I want to sell. I think losses are very normal, especially like if you started investing these 2 years. would have been the first time you have seen losses, right? So I think that's normal lah. All along it has been like that. Just embrace it lah, embrace it, and buy the dip lah, obviously.
Many newer retail investors, it started in the bull market, now bear. Stay strong, invest safe. If you found this video useful, please click the like button. Hit subscribe to stay updated to more videos on Tesla. And remember, subscribe to Calvin's channel in case you haven't already.